Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeanette.
I'm Shelby.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Eve.
Tonight we are discussing Grey's Anatomy and Station 19. It's finally back.
Yay.
And I mean, we were left like with a huge cliffhanger. So I know this is one that I've been waiting on, but
A literal cliffhanger.
literal cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, you were mad at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
Who wasn't?
Yeah. This was like, I wasn't happy,
Like,
but
I don't like when they mess with like the OGs, which I feel like Owen is now an OG. I don't like when they mess with them. Like if you mess with like Richard or Miranda or Meredith or Owen or even Teddy by now. Like
she's been on there a long time. She's an OG for sure.
Yeah.
They don't have enough people left that I like. I mean, they just need to stop it.
I know. We're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit. Like I'm not real excited. But anyways, let's talk first about we got
Station 19.
Station 19 and 23 are on the scene here trying to rescue Owen.
Yes. So I mean, I'm sure everybody knows I don't watch all of Station 19. I watch the episodes I need to watch, or unless I need to talk about them on here, I'll watch. I like it. I just need to start from the beginning and just watch, and I just haven't done it yet.
Even I agree.
I like it better than Grey's at this point.
Same.
I don't know about that. I haven't like attached myself to a character yet, but I like a lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. But okay, so Station 19 and 23, were they both parked in the same fire station? Why?
Were they? I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that part.
Like when she was talking to him, like she was talking to Herrera and like
I think it was I thought it was flipping back and forth between her visits.
Oh yeah, I think they kept cutting back and forth.
Oh, did they?
That's how I took it.
I thought they were like both lined up like this.
Yeah, I was on Amanda's wavelength there. I thought that they were like head to head, like
yeah, they were like facing each other.
This side, one side, this side.
I mean, unless maybe she wanted to meet with both of them.
They do that on Station 19 a lot, where they'll just randomly cut back and forth between two scenes.
I'm gonna have to watch it again now because it's gonna bug me.
Now
that's what I assumed was happening. Yeah,
because I'm like, why are they in the same? Like, I felt like I missed something because I'm like, why are they in the same house right now? And she's talking to both. I was so confused during that part. And I'm like, I've actually seen a lot of the Station Night. I think I've seen every episode for this season so far. But I'm like, I don't remember. I didn't notice that. But I know 23 has like their own house.
Yeah.
I know that. So I'm like, why are they all in one house? Did I miss something? Did something happen? Okay, so maybe, I don't know. We'll have to go back and see. Maybe she just wanted to meet with all of them at one time. I don't know. But let's go back and see. So, yeah, the first thing we are going to talk about is Owen. Because this is our cliffhanger, the one thing we wanted to know everything about. What did you guys think, though? Did you think he was dead, or did you think he was alive?
I thought he was alive.
I thought he was going to survive it.
Yeah.
I did too.
I was wishfully thinking. I wasn't sure, but I was hoping that he would survive it.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, he just got married. He has these kids. Like, if you want him off the show, then like have him move somewhere. Like, please do not kill Owen.
I wasn't ready for Jeanette to boycott Grey's Anatomy, so I was like, they cannot kill off Owen because Jeanette will quit.
Because I'm like this close.
You'll never quit.
I won't, because I've invested too much time here. But
I saw a TikTok I need to send you guys. It was so perfect. It's like watching the beginning of Grey's Anatomy and like eating popcorn. He's like all into it. He's like, and then like screaming, and then like, you know, everything we did at the beginning. And he goes, Grey's Anatomy season 18, and he's like writing down while the show's on. He's turning around eating, like he doesn't look at the screen once. And he looks so bored.
Well, I mean, it's true. We're just so invested that we can't quit.
I know.
You know, Kenny said to me, because I told him that I had a podcast for Grey's Anatomy, and he's like, "You didn't kill them all off yet?"
They're getting close.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, not yet."
No.
Talking about Ben here.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Like I was really upset with him.
Oh,
And-
thank goodness. I thought I was the only one who was annoyed by him.
No, because I mean, he really did risk other people's lives, including his own and Owen's. I mean,
Owen.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody involved, he could have risked their lives doing what he did. And it was like something clicked. And I don't know, it bothered me so bad. He's like, it's my friend. It's my friend.
I mean,
like,
by this point, aren't they all? I mean, they all would probably sort of consider like Owen a friend, because I mean,
Well,
like they all work so closely together. So it was almost just like, I mean, I know that obviously he's known him for a long time, and I get that.
Yeah.
But
They
at the
work together.
Ben, I like Ben when Ben is being like chill Ben. When Ben gets this, like this impulsive, like it's almost an arrogance that I just don't care for. Like,
Yeah.
Same.
That's what was getting me, was the arrogance, where he was just so focused on, I'm getting my friend. It's like he belongs to everybody. It's like, calm
Yeah.
down.
What
I
I
don't
didn't
know why
understand-
that. Huh? Go ahead.
What I didn't understand, you guys know I don't watch much of Station 19 either. I only watched this one because I felt like I had to. But isn't Ben and Miranda trying to get Prue?
yes,
Yeah.
So why would he be reckless like that?
Exactly.
Because couldn't they use that against him in court,
Mhm.
technically speaking?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that what Andy brought up later? Someone brought that
Mhm.
up.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Mhm.
They did, because it's true. I mean, he can't be reckless and showing reckless behavior and
Mhm.
doing. I mean, when you're fighting for custody of a child, they're going to look into every detail of your life.
Yep.
So he needs to be careful right now. And I don't know what was, but I feel like there was something more behind that. Like it just,
I think it's just, I mean, impulsive Ben, which we've seen, like, we just haven't seen that side in a while.
true.
But even in Grace, he used to like to play Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Didn't he do like a C-section in an elevator or a hallway or something that he shouldn't
The
have
hallway
done?
when they were locked in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
think
he
about how
had-
many times. Go ahead.
I said that's why he was so hesitant on giving April the C-section
Right.
when April had Harriet, because he pretty much got almost fired for doing the
Mhm.
C-section in the middle of the hallway during the lock-in.
Yeah.
And look how many times Bailey shoot him out for being reckless about stuff and not thinking. I mean, he's very impulsive. I mean, even if I'm remembering correctly, even when he changed from being a doctor to a firefighter, he didn't talk to Miranda about it. He's very fly by the seat of his pants. Whatever's going through his head, he does it and doesn't think about anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Ben's world.
I'll probably get some hate for this, but Ben is not my favorite, only because
Agree.
it's just, I mean, he goes from being an anesthesiologist, and then he wants to be a surgeon, and now he's going to be a firefighter. I mean, he's not that you shouldn't go chase your dreams or whatever,
Yeah.
but there's at some point you need to become a grown-up
Mhm.
and doing the right thing. And I just feel like he's kind of slacking in this area.
Yeah.
He's been playing musical careers for a long
Yeah.
time.
Like, I like Ben as far as like Ben and Miranda go, because I think he's a good husband, he's a loyal husband, he's good to her, all those things.
Mhm. Yeah,
But Ben as an individual character is not my favorite.
same. Like
Oh,
Ben and
no.
Bailey are one of my favorite couples,
Mm-hmm.
but
I probably like almost every character on Station 19 more than I like Ben, if I'm being honest.
Me too. Me
yeah,
too.
definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ben.
No, right?
I did like how Teddy called Ben, though. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe that like hyped him up or something.
I mean, I think so. But I still think it was just dangerous. And I mean, it was dangerous for Owen, which is the part that like got me
Yeah.
upset. Like you wanting to jump the gun could have jeopardized the rescue, and then Owen wouldn't have been okay.
Yeah, exactly.
The one thing that I want to know though, did everyone know that Owen was the one in the car? Like, did Ben disclose that information, or did Ben
Mhm.
only know that?
I think
No,
he
I think they all knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said it in the truck on the way there.
Oh, okay, I missed that because at
Yeah,
one
because
point I thought that only Ben knew, but then at another point it seemed like everyone did, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no,
he
told
got
her.
the call from Teddy, and then he told them when
That's
they were
what
on
it
the way.
was. Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah, he was annoying this episode. I was like, dude, please stop saying words.
Okay, I will say that he did make me laugh at one point whenever they were getting mad about the money
Oh,
between him and Jack at that
I forgot
beginning
about
part.
that. Yeah, Jack had me cracking up in that part. Like,
No.
and I love how Karina walks in. She knew exactly what he was doing. She's like, "Okay, let's do this."
Let's do this. That whole scene was just great and hilarious. I liked that.
I
That
did
little
like that.
playful.
Yeah.
I did think though it served him right that he got stuck on desk duty. I know that he wasn't happy about it.
Mhm.
But I think that he definitely needed some discipline there.
Oh no, I agree for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm. I mean, he's lucky that's all he got. I mean, he disobeyed like direct orders from, his captains and stuff. So
Yeah.
All in front of
the
what's
new
her name?
Ross.
New chief.
Yeah. Speaking of the new chief, right?
Embarrassing.
Yes.
She
What y'all
so
think?
I don't watch, but it seemed like that one guy knew her from the past.
Sullivan,
They
yeah.
date or something.
We don't know, but that's the impression that I got, that there was some sort of romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
I didn't know if that was before or not.
Yeah, we didn't know that either until this
We have no
episode.
idea. I guess
we've
we'll
never,
dig in more into that.
we've never seen her or heard of her, right? Until
No.
this episode, right?
Well,
Because that's-
we
Not that I know
heard
of.
on the last episode just that like a new chief had been hired and that it was a female chief, but that's all the information we had gotten.
yeah, that's kind of what I gathered, is that they have, whether it's romantic or not, they have some kind of history.
It
Some kind
felt
of history.
romantic to me, but I mean, I don't know that.
And I'm guessing it's from, I guess they were in the military together,
Hmm.
is kind of what I'm getting the impression of.
Which I'm kind of excited for, because I mean, him and Andy seem to be officially done. So I'm like,
Mhm.
see what happens,
Yeah.
He's
What
another
did you think
character.
about her? What did you think about her making Sullivan chief? Do you think it was because of their history, or do you think he deserved it?
I think both. I think she probably, I think she admitted that she knows like his character and his ethic and hard work and all that, and that had something to do with it. But I do think he deserves it. I mean, he's made some mistakes, but I mean, I think he's a good leader. And I think, of all the people there, I think he's a better leader than Maya. Sorry, but I think he deserved it over her. It's my opinion. People may not agree with me there, but
I think he'd be a great lieutenant. I mean, just from the little bit, I don't know him completely, but just from what I do know of him, he's not my favorite, but
back and forth on him a lot.
It seems like he kind of saved Ben's butt.
He did. Yeah. I mean, he definitely did. So I think I'm okay with it. I think, I did think it was interesting too that she like mentioned to Travis. So I wonder if Travis would have been her first pick.
I think so, honestly, because
I was like, oh man, Travis, I would love to see that, but he has no interest in it.
Yeah.
I mean, but not his.
At least he's truthful.
Yeah. Yeah. He is my favorite character. So I would love to have seen that.
I think he's probably my favorite of both shows right now.
Same.
See, and I don't know very much about him.
You would love, I think you would love Travis if you would dig in, like,
okay,
to like the
He
show.
is my favorite.
I don't have anything against him right now. I just don't know him very well.
Yeah, you'd love him. Him and Vic are my favorites.
Oh, Vic.
Excellent Jackson, right?
Yes. Yeah. They didn't do her justice on Grey's Anatomy. I didn't like her till I watched Station 19. So
That really annoyed me because I watched Station 19 since it first started airing, and I always loved Vic. And then I saw her in Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, what are they doing to her character? Because now I don't, because like when I watched Station 19, I love her, and I'm watching Grey's, and now I don't like her. So I'm really, really confused.
Yeah. It took me a little bit to be okay with Vic in Station 19 because of how they portrayed her in Grey's.
It's different. Yeah. I went into it not liking her, but
Yeah.
you know.
Vic, Jack, and
So
Karina.
Vic, Jack, and Karina had some interesting visitors at the firehouse. I cracked up at this.
This is my favorite part.
I know.
I knew that something was up. Like as soon as she was saying, I can't remember exactly what happened first, but I figured out pretty early on what was going on.
Yeah.
That brother was flipping out. She's like, I put a Band-Aid on, it still won't stop. I was like, oh my goodness.
She put Band-Aids.
She's got that
Band-Aids.
like, thing around her waist, and I was like, oh, I know.
Yeah, she's like, we put Band-Aids on it. I was like, oh honey, no, don't do that. Not
But then when you hear the backstory as to why they were so upset, it broke my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's a good thing Karina was there.
Perfect person.
They could not have had, a more perfect person to deal with this.
Exactly.
And the brother was so protective, didn't want to leave her and stuff. And Karina was like, listen, I'm the best in this field.
Which is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But when Jack walked in and he heard what's going on, he just like turned around and walked back out. Nope, not doing this.
Not my thing. But then his conversation with the brother was, I think, the very, very,
it was so
very
good
best.
though.
It was.
Yeah, no, I liked his conversation.
Yeah, I like how he ended it with, and that's why they're better than us. It's like, yep.
Yeah. See,
That
why has no one snatched him up
5,000%.
already?
Like that is 5,000% accurate. Why can't all men be like Jack?
Exactly. Exactly.
I like Jack too.
Yeah.
I want him with Vic though.
I do too now.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that was going to be like a thing until it almost was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I like this.
But when she walks in and they're trying to figure out the fundraisers, and she just starts spouting them out.
I mean, she had like good ideas though. And then of course, what was it like Jack that she's like, I just said that.
Yeah.
Like I just
No,
said that.
you said a 10K. I said a 10K in turnouts. Totally separate things.
Exactly.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah. I think that'll be good.
That little part cracked me up. And I think that will be good. I don't think it's going to raise what they need. I mean, in all realistically.
No, they're going to have to do. I think they should do. Have they done a calendar on this show? I feel like we did one time. Didn't Travis do something with like a calendar? Like we big fundraiser with like fireman calendar. I always like those. I can't remember if that was just on 911, but I feel like it happened on Station 19 at some point.
I think they did it on Station 19 when they were trying to raise money for the funeral.
Yeah.
Whose
I don't think that's fun. Was it
Herrera?
Herrera's? Yeah.
The dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he died on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was like a memory from before the show even started.
No, he died on the show. It was very traumatic, actually. So.
Oh man. Yeah, I need to watch this show. Oh,
yeah.
I just sounded like a psycho. That sounded very traumatic. I need to watch this. Wow, Amanda.
That just went right over my head. I was like, what part of that sounds traumatic?
Don't judge me.
We just know Amanda, so it didn't really sound any type of way.
No.
Good.
Okay, we're listening. I mean, these are Grace fans that are listening to us, so they understand. They enjoy being tortured too.
Okay, so speaking of being so into Vic, like Vic and Jack, I mean, how does that work out with,
Look,
her big news?
I'm gonna say how stupid I was, okay? Amanda already knows. I think because I want them together so bad, I manifested in my head that their kiss was more than a kiss. So when she said she was pregnant, I even asked Amanda, I was like, do we think it's Jack's? And she was like, wait, didn't they just kiss? And I was like, oh, So I must have just manifested this because I want it to happen. They did just kiss, but
What kind of
in my
dreams
head,
did you have?
I don't know.
You just wished it. You're just trying to
Yeah.
wish it true, Jeanette.
I guess so. So
I was gonna say, is there any, because, well, like I said before, I haven't watched, is there any inclination of who it is?
no, it's Theo's, which I'm not happy about because I was glad that they were done.
Yeah, they had just broken up.
And now they're not going to be done.
Well, I mean,
Or
it's
They might be
it's-
eventually, but I think they'll try. I think they'll try to reconcile something here. I don't know.
Theo
it's
doesn't
Krista,
strike,
so who knows?
Theo doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's just gonna walk away easily
No.
knowing that she's pregnant. So
No, not at all.
No, I don't think so. They'll probably try to work it out. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and
But I
then it
don't
won't
want 'em
work out, and then she'll be with Jack, and they'll be live happily ever after. Okay.
And he can be with Andy because
Yeah.
they have more chemistry. Done. I solved the problem.
I did not see the pregnancy coming. I thought something was going to be
No.
like
No.
wrong.
I
Yeah,
thought
me too.
something had gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, I did
Yeah.
until the way Karina walked back into the room.
Same.
Then I
Yeah.
was like, okay, she's an OB, so I bet she's pregnant.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think I knew from all my medical show knowledge, obviously, that heart palpitations can happen during pregnancy.
yeah.
So I've learned a lot, you know.
Oh,
So I
absolutely.
was
Well,
yes.
you're an expert now, so
I am. I mean, I could almost, you know, I think I need my own MD at this point. So.
Does anyone else feel super smart when you like catch on to things like based off of what you learned off of Grey's Anatomy?
I do. I've been watching because Med, where we've been watching that, they've done all these same things on Grey's Anatomy already,
Mhm.
and on probably ER that I watched years ago, and on The Resident. So as soon as stuff happens, I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Like when they had the flesh-eating disease, I was like, I know all about this.
Mhm.
You know, I've seen this a million times.
like I'm ready to play a doctor on TV.
I think I could do it.
Oh, I could do it. I think I got.
I took some nursing classes because I was going to be an OT and I went to a technical high school for nursing. So like I always feel super smart when I know that like when they say your blood pressure is blah blah blah, and I'm like, that's a little high, and they're like, that's a little high.
So who watched next week's preview? Eve, Jeanette?
I did. And
What are we gonna see?
I think it's gonna be fun. It looks like they get a call to some sort of house that's maybe a haunted house of some sort. Like it's somehow, if I'm remembering, I watched this a week ago. It feels like so. But it's like they had it's got a reputation of being haunted and spooky stuff happening. So, and then it looks like maybe the floorboards give out, and I think it looks like Travis gets trapped down there, and maybe someone else, but I don't think it showed us who else. It showed someone else falling, I think, but you couldn't see who it was.
Do we think it's like a first responder or somebody else?
I think so. I think it's another first responder,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Well,
So.
all right. So next week is not a crossover.
No.
Okay.
But Amanda, you should still watch it.
I'll probably still watch it. I mean, I've watched
do it.
every episode this season.
And mine
So,
as well. Yeah.
so Grace picks up right where we left off on Station 19 with Owen.
Mhm.
And then Owen's getting they're working on him. And then they ask Teddy if she wants to go in. I thought she was going to lose it.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I did too. Yeah, she was very beside herself, and I couldn't figure out why at first, but I think it's because she thought that she thought that he was worse off than what he actually was, and then she couldn't wrap her head around that he wasn't.
I think that she honestly thought that he was dead.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
said, I rode back here with this heart in my hands the whole way thinking he was dead. And that just broke my heart. And because at first you're like, why is she not wanting to go in there? Like, what is going on? And then you can see that internal panic in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, typical Grace fashion, the promo made it seem like there was something more wrong with him because of how Amelia said to Teddy, he's alive.
Mhm.
But it was her, trying to get through to her that, he's still here, you're okay,
Yeah.
everything's okay.
I mean, they were worried though on whether he would be able to walk, right? I mean, there was some worry of that. So
Either not being able to walk or losing his leg. And that's why they did this surgery simultaneously. I hate that word. Simultaneously.
You did a great job the first time.
It's gone.
Were you guys surprised that Amelia and Link put their differences aside and was able to work together?
I mean, no, I think they're
I
both
wasn't surprised because it was for Owen.
Yeah.
I think if it was a random patient, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for Owen and they both knew it was important. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think as much as Amelia, mainly just Amelia, as much as Amelia pisses me off a lot of the times, I don't think that she would not help a patient because of a personal issue.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Same thing with Link. I think they're I can't think of the word right now. I'm like, not reputations. They
would ultimately both suck it up and just do it, and then they'd be really annoyed with each other afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of history there too. I mean, even though Amelia and Owen were married.
Yep.
And there's a lot of respect for Owen at that hospital too. He's, like we said, one of the OGs. So I'm sure, we put our differences aside, get through this because we have to do it, and then that's it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I did think though, with I was hoping, like really, really hoping, with the stuff with Farouk and the stuff with Owen's legs, I was really hoping that we would see Callie in Arizona back.
I don't think we ever will.
I don't think
I really don't.
It upsets me, but I don't think we will.
I mean, Sarah Ramirez, they're doing Sex in the City now.
Yeah, Sarah Ramirez is busy. So I don't think she even has time to come back.
That's a shame because I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, but also I think these people
plus she got Link. And by this point, I mean, Link is probably just as good as Callie is as far as in the field. So I mean, like,
I just wanted my Callie back.
I know.
Well, we would all like Callie in Arizona back. I mean, they were on the golden seasons.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So to speak. And also Nico. Don't forget Nico.
Yeah,
he was there.
No, I sort of do forget that he's there.
I know. Poor Nico.
Sorry. I know.
Yeah, I saw him and I was like, wait a minute, why is he there? What does he do? And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, ortho, got it.
Yeah.
He's kind of a background character. Like even being there with Levi, which I know we're going to talk about them later on, but even being there with Levi, like he's kind of just in the background and not really talked about too much. He's just kind of there.
Well, he's busy too. I mean, granted, I have not watched all of Walker, and I don't even know if it's been renewed, but he was a character on that show as well in CW.
Yeah.
So he was I mean, he wasn't a lead, but he was a supporting character on there too. So he was really, I liked him a lot on there actually, more than I like Nico.
Anyways, Owen makes it through surgery.
Yay.
He's able to, well, not yet, but he will be able to walk.
He's going to be able to walk.
Fine. He'll be great. But the problem we have with Owen is now that he told Hayes something that he can't take back now, and he probably shouldn't have told Hayes.
Nope.
It was, well, I mean, he thought he was gonna die, but I mean,
take it to your grave, buddy.
You know, it's kind of a catch-22 because he probably was like, if I don't say something, I'm gonna die, and then all those soldiers are gonna be left, out to dry. But
I don't feel like he knows Hayes well enough to be like,
know your audience and know whether this person is gonna actually like be willing to,
because
like,
Hayes is
ride or die with you or not. That's not who Hayes is.
Yeah.
Because I remember them having that conversation in the winter finale. Is that right? Did that happen in the winter finale, or did that just happen this?
No, it happened winter finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he told him.
Hayes was out of the car. The beginning of this, Hayes was out of the car basically running up the hill to get a ride, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. The car had already fallen.
Mhm.
Hayes was up the hill, the car fell, Hayes took off to the highway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really that really was not smart of Owen, because I know that it was, you know, a really emotionally charged moment. Like, obviously he wasn't thinking clearly, or he would have realized that Hayes is not the person to share this information with, because he's very regimented in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very like do the right thing no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like eating him alive.
Yeah.
Drives me insane. I know me and Jeanette have different views on this.
We do.
Yeah.
I know. I want to know what Eve thinks about this, because like we didn't get to talk to you. Do you think that Hayes overreacted, or how would you have reacted?
Overreacted how he was talking to Owen about it.
Mm-hmm.
How he was talking to Owen about it and completely leaving the country.
Yeah, I thought that, I mean, I get that he has his principles and he needed to make that known, but you know, leaving the country, I mean, come on,
I mean,
man.
he's leaving the hospital and he's leaving the country because that's his other place to go. I don't think
but yeah, I was like, that's a little much. I mean, Owen is doing, you know, he's doing the best that he can, you know, at the wishes of these soldiers.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, but my thing is, Hayes did not tell anybody.
Okay.
Nobody knows except Hayes.
my thing is, this is Grey's Anatomy. It is going to come out. It's going to come out, and we know it's going to come out.
But it doesn't necessarily have to. No one knows that Owen told him. And if Owen keeps his mouth shut, and if Hayes keeps his mouth shut, there's no reason.
I mean, he did talk to Meredith about assisted suicide. He did talk to Meredith about that, but he didn't point any names or say any names or why he was asking or anything.
Meredith has a way of finding these things out. Like, I feel like Meredith is going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And Bailey's gonna find out, and it's gonna blow up in everyone's faces.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for it to happen.
We've already done the storyline in Grey's, right? We've done the assisted suicide. Who did that?
Have we? I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Have we?
I'm pretty sure we have in Grey's. Somebody did an assisted suicide.
Well, I mean, I trust you because you've rewatched more than anyone.
Well, I mean, I also watch like 4 different medical shows. So
I was gonna say, I know it just happened on. I mean, we saw it on Chicago Med. I won't say anything because they're not that far, probably. But we saw.
No, but it's different. I remember it definitely in my head. I gotta look now. I'm gonna have to research tomorrow and see, because I feel like we've already done this freaking storyline. I'm like, why are we going back to this?
Because the show's been on for 2 decades. They're running out of storylines.
So. Okay, maybe I missed something. Why is Owen having to go through this illegally? Like, why is he having to go through it, like, to do it this way? Why is he taking drugs? Like, is there not a legal way to make this happen? Because Washington, I mean, Shelby looked it up. There is, like, it is legal for assisted suicide. So, like, why are we going about it like this? That's what I don't understand.
I was going on the assumption that it was illegal in the state of Washington, and hence the reason for this whole thing. But that kind of,
it's not.
In real life, it's not, unless they're playing like in Grey's it is, but in real life,
no, it's not, because Kevin McKidd did an interview and he admitted that it's like legal in the state of Washington.
All right, so it has happened before on Grey's Anatomy with a terminal cancer patient, and I remember this now because like the boyfriend brought everything up and she like took the pills. I remember it in my head. Her name was Kim Allen. She had been diagnosed with stage 4 large cell lung cancer. She had a second mass removed from her lung, but her tests revealed that the cancer had spread. 2 months later, she was readmitted to the hospital with pulmonary edema and made the decision to end her life through physician-assisted suicide. Teddy asks Owen to consult on the case to be the second physician's signature, but he refuses.
Of course he does, because that's not what he believes in. And I thought now that you say that, I remember that clearly.
Right? And now he's doing it. So Mark Sloan actually was the one who did the second signature that she needed.
Wait, Mark and Teddy were on together?
They
Yeah.
they were a couple.
Yeah.
Yes, they were a couple.
Yes,
They were.
they were.
Maybe not a couple, but they were a couple.
They were.
They were spending time in the on-call room and stuff together. So
Yeah. And at Mark's house and
everywhere.
Wait.
They had lots of relations.
yeah. You need. I guess you need to rewatch Grey's Anatomy.
I can't rewatch shows.
I'm on season.
Oh.
I've been on season 3 for months now. Like I just can't.
Well, it doesn't help when we keep giving you new shows to watch.
Yeah, well, freaking Amanda and Jeanette keep giving me assignments, and then I have to drop it.
You are loving Chicago Med, and you know it.
I am, and I watch it. I'm like, damn
Now
it.
this is interesting though.
Got me into another show.
Teddy, I feel like Teddy's gonna be real upset. What if Teddy's real upset about this? Because
That's what I'm thinking now that I read that.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh man, it's freaking. He was so against it, but also that was how many years ago? I mean,
Oh,
No,
I'm sure Teddy will find a way to throw it back in his face.
I mean, I would. If you gave me hell about this, like when I was trying to do it, and then you turn around and do it years later, no, I'm gonna throw it in your face too. Like,
yeah, and he made like
Ooh.
Teddy and Christina jump through hoops of like doing like all these tests on her, and then it found out that no, they could not do anything to help this lady, and
Yep.
she ended up going
Yep.
through with it.
and that's the thing. I mean, that's why, like, that also, I mean, now that, I mean, like, Owen should understand why Hayes felt the way that he did, because he felt that way too. If this had been if this had been anyone else doing this, Owen would have been the first one to go and rat them out to someone.
Oh,
Just saying.
100%. That's why it does surprise me.
And I still don't understand. I mean, if there's any listeners listening to this and you understand why Owen is having to do this illegally, please tell me, because I don't understand
I don't either.
why. And if he stole, where did he get the drugs from? Did he steal them from like Grace Sloan? Because then it's definitely going to come out, because they keep
Yeah.
record of this stuff. They're going to know they're missing.
We have
do we know
questions.
how he got it?
We
I don't
need
know.
answers.
I feel like the storyline's just thrown in here real quick, and like, I don't know.
I feel like we're getting
Honestly,
flashbacks
though-
of the story. We haven't gotten the whole story yet.
Yeah.
You know, but honestly though, like you saying that about Owen, like that's part of the reason why he's not one of my favorite characters. Like I don't mind him as much now, but he expects people to be loyal to him, but he's not loyal to really anybody.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
I mean,
is now though. I mean, I feel like earlier Owen and now
Yeah,
Owen.
he's different.
are
He's grown. I mean,
different.
that's true. But I mean, the fact that his morals have, because that was something I actually did like about Owen, that even if we didn't agree with it, I mean, he had his own set of morals and he stuck to them, and he was like adamant about it. And I always liked that about him. But now it's like he's totally changed his way of thinking, which is odd for me.
I mean, I
Like,
want
he's
an
only-
explanation now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's only okay if it suits him and not someone else.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I did really laugh when Hayes went in there and started talking to Bailey, and then Bailey's interrupting him and singing Owen's praises.
You know, but
the whole Hunt family.
I feel like we need to give Hayes credit for that, though. He went in there to tell her, but because
Yeah.
of that, he chose, I think it was like he chose the high road. He walked away, uprooted him and his kid's life to
Mhm.
protect Owen. I mean, I think that's admirable.
I don't think he was fully ever there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he was thinking about, I mean, he's had issues with his kids anyways. I think it probably wasn't a big leap for him to decide that we're going to move back to Ireland. This was
Yeah.
just like push out the door.
I feel like he's just been waiting for an excuse.
But I'm mad about it because, like we've
I'm not.
said, y'all, I mean, like, I've lost every single Gray's boyfriend that I've ever had. And Hayes wasn't there, but he was on his, I mean, I feel like if anybody left on the show, he was on his way to be that, because I like Richard Flood a lot. And so, and he's he's a pediatrician. That's always hot, like I was on my
What
way
guys
there.
do we have left?
Link, but I'm not into Link. That's Eve's man.
Yeah, I'm not into Link either.
Oh, I mean, he's very pretty, but
He is pretty, but he doesn't
he's
do
ding
it.
dong, so I can't really.
You
And
kind of
Owen, I mean, I
Investment.
guess, but he's never been like.
we need like another Mick. We need some new blood
I
into
need
Grace
a new
to
DeLuca is what I need, because that guy was my guy.
Maybe DeLuca needs, a long
Maybe the
lost
new pediatric
Long-lost
surgeon
twin.
will be somebody. That would be amazing, right?
I mean, Bailey's talking about she needs to hire. So maybe
Bring us
we're
some
about to
hot
get
men.
some new talent in, which I'm all for.
Me too.
I
I
think
mean, like
I'm-
some new.
Even
Go
the
ahead.
women, I don't have any favorites. I mean, I just don't have anyone. Like Amelia was my last favorite, and now she's officially pissed me off, and so I just don't have anybody anymore.
I'm over Amelia, if we're being
Sure.
honest. I
Yeah.
loved
I was
her.
done
I
with
adored her.
Amelia.
Yeah, I loved her. I adored her since private practice. Done.
Yeah, they've really ruined her character for I think a lot of people.
Well,
And
save
it's
your
not
thoughts.
because I mean, if she wants to be with Kai, be with Kai. But it's just so much wishy-washy with her that's what
She-
drives me insane. So I'm like, make up your mind in your life. You are not 20 years old.
Yeah.
For all I care, she can move back to Minnesota with Kai and stay there. She can kick rocks.
I still love you, Karina.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We love you as an actress. You do great at the wishy-washy stuff, but you need to make your mind up on the show. No, but you know what I'm worried about though?
Hmm.
What if all of this stuff is leading up to her tumor being back?
Could be, but
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
I don't think
I
it
mean,
is.
I feel like I'd be madder if they did that again, but
I'm like, I don't want to go through that
That's
all
right.
again, man.
Well, we're gonna be talking about them a little bit more here in a little while.
Yeah. So let's talk about Farouk actually, because
That was
I
a
think-
big, yeah.
I think that's what's upsetting me the most about Hayes leaving, because he had a thing going with Megan.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, lots of chemistry. And he was like, and I mean, that's something before he left. I mean, he took the time to really help her. And like, before he gave her any news about anything, he made sure she was in a good mental space, what they called like her doctor together. Like,
That was
he
also
was a
sweet.
good guy. And I mean, I just hate that we've lost him over this.
I mean,
But
do we know he's gone?
yeah.
Okay.
So we.
It's been confirmed that Richard Flood, I think that was his last episode.
Okay.
Oh, well,
I
that's.
know sometimes they'll bring him
No.
back, but I didn't know if they had actually come out. I haven't looked
No,
at
I
them.
looked it up.
Fortunate.
He's gone. Yeah. I know.
still laughing at
But-
the no that he's gone.
I don't want to know
Oh,
for
God.
sure.
But Farouk's heart, even though it was bruised, and I mean Maggie didn't even want to do the surgery, but Winston, I like Winston. I do. I mean, he decided like let's try it, and it worked out. Farouk is good, which I'm happy about, because I think I would have absolutely lost it if this episode ended with us like losing this kid.
I was so scared that that's how it was going to end.
Yeah, especially when they said the heart was bruised. I was like, oh gosh.
I started to panic big time. I was like, after everything that literally every character on the show has been through,
Mhm.
this episode.
I was really worried for Megan's mental state, as far as that goes.
Mhm.
Between Ellen being in the accident, which they kind of hid that from her a little bit till they knew that Freak was okay, which I think was smart.
Yeah.
But between Ellen being in the accident and Farouk, like it being questionable whether or not the heart was going to be, what's the word, valuable or not?
Viable.
But
Viable, that's the word. Like I really thought that we were going to see her go off the deep end.
Mhm. Yeah.
I thought that's where her story was really leading, was her going off the deep end.
Yeah.
I think they just were showing raw emotion,
Mhm.
and I think
She
that
did it off really well. The
She
actress.
did.
Oh yeah. She did good. But yeah. Did you all talking about Maggie and Winston, I mean, I was so weirded out by like the last scene with them. I
Yeah.
really thought something was gonna happen. Like we were like lingering like a lot, and then nothing. Just
I didn't catch that. What are you talking about?
like
At
I don't
the
know.
very end when they were
At the-
leaving the hospital.
It was just like, and I don't know what the point. I mean, maybe it's just like trying to show them as a couple and make us like root for them. But it was just, it fell really flat because I was just like, oh, I thought like something major, like a car was going to come through there. And
I
like,
did too,
one of them, like,
honestly.
I thought something major was going to happen, and then no, they just went home.
It had that, they were giving it that feeling.
Yeah, it had like the feeling of Derek on his cell phone, like inside the car and the semi. I mean, that's exactly what the scene felt like to me.
Yeah.
Like it was just like that anticipation, and then nothing.
I think they do that though to just really mess with us.
I don't
They'll like start
it.
playing like this music and we're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
What happened?
And then it just like ends and you're like, wait,
Nothing.
what?
But I guess
I
it's
missed
good.
that.
I mean,
Hey.
not that I wanted anything to happen. It just, I thought for
It's-
sure.
It's
I'm
because
so
Grace has just put us
traumatized.
on on
Yes.
the edge of our seats. We're so
Bad
nervous.
things are constantly happening on Grays these days.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what Grace fan is not on some sort of anxiety medication right now after 18 seasons?
Yeah. Do
But
you
I mean-
guys like Maggie and Winston a little bit better? I know I was on the fence about them at the beginning of the season.
I
mean,
do, but I don't care about them.
I honestly forget about them
Yeah.
half of the time. And I feel like that's really strange for Maggie's character after being in the show for so many years now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I remember her more earlier on than I do now. I honestly forget she's still there
I
sometimes. And
feel
then they'll
like they
pan out to her.
haven't. I feel like they haven't really given her a big storyline of her own in a long time. Like she's constantly supporting whatever's going on with Meredith and Amelia.
Yep.
Yeah. And that might be because she was pregnant and she was out on maternity leave and
Yeah.
you know, the actress in her life. So that might have been, they didn't want to give her anything to, because they were hiding the pregnancy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But even before that, I felt, even like slightly before that, I felt like she really wasn't being given much.
She hasn't had anything since she dated Jackson. I mean, I feel like that was the last like time she was like a front runner.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to give her like the wedding and like Winston. And I just feel like I keep forgetting about things that ever even happened.
Yeah.
Like with their wedding and with them. I mean, there's like little certain parts like I remember, of course, but I feel like they introduced Winston at the completely wrong time,
Yeah.
right
And
in the
see-
middle of the pandemic. Like it was just totally like what we didn't ever get to know him or
Mm-hmm.
bond with him.
Yeah.
That
And
that
I
was
don't
my
know-
thing with him. I was like, I don't trust this guy. Maybe he's a nice guy. I don't trust him though. I mean, I think I like him now, but they need to give him more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I will say, and I kind of made a note of this. He did impress me this episode because I feel like he's very like tight-lipped, robot,
Mm-hmm.
just goes in and out. You don't really get that much of him, but this week he fought for Farouk and he
Yep.
said, I believe in miracles. And, you know, just the way that he was really pushing, it felt like he was an actual Grey's cast member.
Yeah.
Because all of our Grey's cast members, they go above and beyond for their patients and they break the rules and they do the wrong stuff. And I mean, that's Grey's, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also Chicago Med, but it's Grey's first. So that's how I think anyways.
Back to what we were talking about with Maggie though, like
Mhm.
I don't know, this probably sounds really silly, but I sometimes forget that she's Richard's daughter too, because they don't really act
Mm-mm.
that way at all. Like I understand that she was raised by an adoptive family and stuff like that, but I really thought that her coming to the hospital, they would get closer kind of, or at least make an attempt at a relationship. And they have to an extent, but at the same time, they're very kind of separate from each other,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think you're. I agree.
I completely forgot about that until you just mentioned it. I'm like, oh yeah, Richard's her biological dad. That's a thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently.
So, I mean, talking about like characters that were worried about their mental state, Levi is definitely one that, man, he went through it this episode.
My heart broke. I mean, just broke.
Mhm.
The acting
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Incredible.
was amazing. I mean, when he
So
picked
good.
him up and they were carrying him out and he was just flailing, I was like, holy moly.
Mhm.
But I also love it because this little, what they call group B, or whatever they
Yeah.
are, team B,
Yeah.
whatever they are,
B team.
B team. Like I really do like these because they remind me of our original,
Mhm.
the way that they're close and they care for each other and they're there for each other and they talk all the time. Like they have that same little feeling. So I
Yeah.
love that we kind of got to see this. I love that we got to see them care for each other, but I hate what they did to Levi, man.
I mean, we said before we went on break that, you know, Levi was going to head into a downward spiral and we weren't excited about it. And I was not excited about it.
Nope.
It was hard to watch, but it was pretty phenomenal acting on his part. So
It
Absolutely.
was. I mean, I was so upset when Richard went in there yelling at him.
Richard,
then-
man, he pisses me off a lot. He did this episode.
I think he's going to piss us off the next couple of episodes,
Yep.
honestly.
Levi to me is like everyone's little brother who you
Yeah.
care about a lot. And like I'm not
George.
gonna lie, well, Jeanette didn't like George. She can't relate to that. But
Yeah, I like Levi a lot more than I like George.
I started out, I didn't like Levi, but I like love him right now. And I feel like Richard is acting like a child who just got his Legos taken.
I really think it's because he knows that it's coming to an end for him. Not like his life or anything, but his career and his
Well, it's Gray's. It might be his life.
Very well could be. My gosh. Please don't do that, Grace. Please.
That would
Don't
be
kill,
too
don't
much.
kill Richard in some kind of way. Just end the show with him retiring or something. I don't know. So when he goes in there and yells at Levi, then Bailey goes in there and starts yelling at him. But then thankfully, I feel like Bailey kind of got the sense that this wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
The
She went and
lecture.
told Joe, I guess, about him. But the whole time I'm like, will someone please stop him from washing his hands? Because I'm like, they're going to start bleeding soon, guys. He's been
Mhm.
washing his hands for too long. Please make him
I mean,
stop.
she tried and he wants to go pretty much hit her. So
Why didn't they go get Nico? That's his boyfriend.
Well, Nico might have still been in
he
surgery.
was in that surgery for Owen.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole like people, I don't know, like how like some people are like here and then some people are here. It mixes me up sometimes. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think he was still in surgery.
Yeah, I do too. Or I think they would have gotten him because I mean, Helm did take him aside and, explain what was going on. And then we see
Yeah.
Nico sitting by him outside, or
Yeah.
he went to go sit by him outside. And
Yeah.
I think that I'm hoping that in these next few episodes, at least, that we see their relationship a little bit more. Because I feel like we got that little peek of it when when Levi's mom came to visit. We got a little bit more into Nico and Levi. And I'm not the biggest Nico fan, but I think it's kind of how Winston is. I just don't know him very well.
Mhm.
I just,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh.
kind of one of those characters where I don't hate him. I don't love him. Just, he's there.
In my opinion, I was glad that Nico was being supportive because when they first started out, he was kind of a jerk.
Well,
He
yeah,
was.
I think he was just not. Yeah, but I mean, I think since then he's realized that he loves Levi and he's
He
willing
really
to be
wasn't
committed
totally
to
out of
him.
the closet at first, right?
I thought oh, maybe not. I don't know, but I know, like, I don't think he was
No,
like
I think
commitment kind of guy. Like,
Nico-
he wasn't settling down kind of thing.
I think Nico was, Levi wasn't. And I think he didn't take Levi seriously because Levi wasn't out of the closet.
Oh, was it the other way around?
I don't even remember. It feels like so long ago.
I know.
I don't know.
I mean, they
It
honestly have
was.
been on the show for a while. I don't know why they're still so low down. I feel like they should be.
Well, because I mean, like, not just last season with like COVID and everything, but the last like probably 4 or 5 seasons, I feel like we are not connecting to any characters. They're
Mm-mm.
not making us connect to them for some reason. So it's tough.
It is. And I mean,
I was connected to DeLuca.
I was gonna say that is the last newer character that I connected to.
I'm sitting here just trying to
And then-
think, how long have these people been on the show? Because haven't they been on the same amount as Joe?
No.
Weren't they the same
Yeah.
class as Joe?
I don't think
Levi and
so.
Joe
No,
were together.
no.
weren't they?
Joe was
I
in
feel like
DeLuca's
Joe's been on there a
class.
whole lot longer.
Joe was in DeLuca's class with like, no, they were even before DeLuca. It was Joe's class with like the girl that got electrocuted and Ross and
Was
Oh.
Joe
Edward.
was
I think
Joe
that was
again?
April. I think that was April.
Mm-mm.
April and Jackson. The
Joe
shooting.
wasn't with Ross and all them.
Yes, she
No,
was.
I don't think. I think Joe.
Um,
No, Joe wasn't with them.
No, because that was the shooting. You're thinking like the shooting kind of episode where they get like, was it Reese gets shot?
Yeah,
Joe
but
hasn't. Joe wasn't
that's a
there
whole
yet.
different class. I'm talking about like Stephanie Edwards that left because of the fire.
Stephanie, yes,
Yes. And then Ross, which is the guy that went off with Christina.
yeah, that was Joe's
Ash.
class.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about. And then the girl that was electrocuted that went down and
She
found
was in
Richard.
April Jackson's.
No, that's not, because that's not Ross. Like, I mean, that's not the girl that got shot. It's a different girl.
Oh, the one that
Little
got
mousy
electrocuted.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Heather
I'm
Brooks.
right. I swear I'm right on this.
Heather Brooks.
That's Joe's class. And then came DeLuca's class, but no one's left of that one. And then came Levi's and all that and Helm.
But like I feel like Joe's just like connected to Levi and all that little friendship circle. And I don't know how that, I mean, because Joe and Levi are pretty good friends.
I
They
think
lived
that's
together for a minute, didn't they?
Yeah, they live together. Thankfully, Levi's hopefully gonna start talking to somebody and getting the help that he needs.
yeah.
I mean, everybody, like the other guy said that he was talking to, you know, he ran until his legs gave out. Like it's not
Yeah.
a normal. I mean, you didn't mean to, but you took a life. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be impactful. And
Sure.
he does need to mourn it and react to it. I mean, that's completely normal. So hopefully he gets through it fast. And
You know, something too, and I mean, I don't even know if this fully fits in this discussion, but it just popped in my head. When Richard was talking about the Weber method and Meredith was sitting there, she's like, I would have done it.
oh yeah,
Christina would have done it. Alex would have done it.
yep.
And I
Absolutely.
think
And she's
that
right.
but she's right. So I don't know. I mean, I think I like the Richard method in some ways, but there's got to be you got to make some adjustments here because
Mhm.
He has to be willing to let some pieces go.
something's got to give because you're going to have more incidents like this if you
Yep.
don't fix it.
And I think that's why he's so pissed.
But there was times, didn't Meredith do a surgery by herself or start a surgery by herself or something with Christina there?
Probably. I think they've all
Probably.
done this. I mean, like,
They've
I think
all
they've
done
gone
things.
rogue.
They've all gone rogue and done things they weren't supposed to. I mean, the LVAD comes to mind.
Yeah.
yeah, they were all a part of that, you know?
It was all
Yeah,
Izzy's
and I
fault.
mean,
Okay.
Yeah, but
Mare putting her hands inside of the bomb victim after being told not to specifically.
Meredith
feel like-
switching the drug to make sure Adele didn't get the placebo. I mean, they've all done things that Meredith filling out those forms that got DeLuca put in jail because he's an angel who went to jail for her.
Mhm.
I feel like he's taking this harder than what he should. Or maybe not than what he should, but he's overreacting.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody kind of would react differently to that. That's why I say I hope they don't. I want it to still be realistic in some sort. I mean, Grace is not that realistic,
Mhm.
but I do want him in some sort of realistic to where, yeah, he might be down, like kind of bummed for an episode or two, maybe, but then move on. Like I do not want them to drag on this Levi
Me neither.
story. Like I want a happy Levi story. I don't really need any more,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree.
Levi has
I'm
a
really
mental
worried about
disorder.
him as of right now. Yeah.
I know. That's sad. But talking about disorders, Dr. Hamilton, man,
I still don't like him.
I cannot stand this guy.
I'm
I
ready
did
for
not
this to
like
be
that
over.
Kai that was just sitting there by his side the whole time. I'm like, what? I'm so conflicted during this whole thing because I feel like even when they're talking to Dr. Hamilton and stuff, I am zoning out on these parts of the show.
I don't care about it at all.
I do not give two craps about this.
Not
I
even
thought
a
I
little
was missing something because I'm not into the storyline at all. I'm getting so bored.
Yeah, it's like I like the other storylines, but I do not like this Dr. Hamilton,
Nope.
Minnesota research. I cannot stand it. I don't
I
like
was
it.
proud of Mare for standing up for herself though, because
She
he
did.
really is just wasting her time if he's gonna be reckless like that.
She did.
Mhm.
I loved her speech.
I
She
wish
said what
she
she
would
needed to
quit.
say. She turned around and she walked out. And I was like, yes.
I wish she would quit so we can be done with the storyline. But
Oh, freaking Kai, go ahead. Amelia, go with her. I don't give a crap at this point.
I mean, part of me thinks that
Yeah.
the whole point of this storyline was to somehow reintroduce Nick to Meredith, because that's the only part that's really been even a little bit interesting to me. Like the rest of
Mhm.
it feels like just filler.
So I read a fan theory and it kind of blew my mind, and I want to see what you guys think about it.
Okay.
This fan theory is that Nick is a figment of Meredith's imagination, and it's a beginning onset of possible Alzheimer's. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but I've read articles about it, and they actually make it make sense.
Yeah.
So
does
I
make
have an
sense.
article up here. It does, right?
It really
So I have
does.
an article up here. And so Nick and Meredith met in Grey's Anatomy season 14. Speedman's character is a transplant surgeon from the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, and he collapsed while retrieving a liver at Grace Sloan Memorial in Seattle. As it turned out, Nick was a kidney transplant recipient himself, but luckily Meredith was able to save his kidney. The two hit it off right away. They reunited in season premiere. Dr. David Hamilton recruited the general surgeon to cure Parkinson's disease at the Gray Center for Medical Research, which is inside of the Mayo Clinic. Then Meredith ran into Nick at a restaurant and the two reconnected. Now Meredith is going between Minnesota and Seattle in the season 18. She's also been able to lean on Nick for support, and the two have gone on a few dates. Then in episode 6, Meredith and Nick finally hooked up during the Thanksgiving holiday when the Gray Sloan doctor was stranded in Minnesota because of snow. So here's the fan theory. Some fans found it strange that Speedman's character has only interacted with Meredith. So if you think about it, he's never seen Amelia, never seen Meredith's kids. He's only talked to Meredith. That's it. Not even Dr. Hamilton. Okay.
Yeah.
He's only appeared when she's alone and has not been acknowledged by anyone else. Even this episode, after I read this, I was like watching it like really, really closely to see if I could debunk this. And even this episode, when they were walking out of the hospital, there was like people walking behind them and stuff. No one said anything at all, which I mean might not be unrealistic, because I know like when I'm done with work, I don't really want to talk to anybody either.
Yeah.
But it just seems very strange that, they, other than the initial meeting this season in the restaurant, they've never been around anyone else. It's always just been Meredith, or when she's talking to him. When they're on their dates, it's usually the hotel room and they're hooking up. When she's talking to him, he's usually in his car or somewhere by himself.
It's true.
Yeah.
It might be, something that she's made up in her imagination to cope with things.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like now I feel like I want to do more research on it, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I buy it.
I honestly buy it completely, because I feel like the way that they will end this show is with Meredith. You see Meredith getting Alzheimer's.
mhm.
We know she has the gene already. I mean, we know
Yeah.
she's going to get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So her mom
And
got
then-
it early.
And another thing too, and this is kind of crazy to me because I'm into like the Mandela effects and stuff. This is kind of like a Mandela effect. It says, meanwhile, a Reddit user questioned the original post, noting that a hotel concierge told Meredith to meet Nick at the bar in the premiere. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
another fan pointed out that the concierge didn't directly reference Nick. Rather, the hotel staff just told Meredith he would show her to the bar. Which, after rewatching, that actually is what happened. But in my head, I remembered him mentioning Nick, but after rewatching, he didn't.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
interesting.
I think there's something to it.
It could be. I mean, now I might be disappointed if it's not, because that sounds kind of interesting.
It has me totally freaked out. Like, I'm literally like this past episode, since I read the fan theory, I rewatched it again just to see their interactions, to see like if it actually made sense.
Well, I thought it was, I remember, because I hadn't even heard you tell me about this theory, but I remember when I was watching the episode and he said he made a reservation, and then she kind of made a face and he's like, but we can also do room service. I thought that's where, I remember thinking, that's kind of odd. Do they never go out in public? I remember thinking that when he said that. So I don't know.
And if he's a figment in her own head, she might have been thinking, well, I could go out. Well, no, I don't really want to go out.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really say anything to each other. She just gave him a look, and then he said something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's something to it. I'm 100% on board with this theory, and I think it would be the best.
It'd be kind of cool.
I mean,
I like it.
They got to do something. They can't just end the series boring.
But we got a whole nother season. So, is she going to have a figment of her imagination for another year?
But what I do want to say is, if this is what it is, it better not be a whole Denny Duquette thing again.
Well, it kind of is, if this is where we're going with this. It's kind of the same type thing. So, Denny was a figment of Izzy's imagination too. So,
yeah.
But we knew that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
We knew that she was just, there was something wrong.
Right.
Eve, you've been quiet. What do you think?
No, I like it. I'm just trying to figure out why they would bring this. Let's say the theory is true, which I really think it is. Why would they bring this whole thing up if they still have a whole nother season?
But
are they going to give us a whole season of this?
When they started it, though, we didn't know that we were getting a season 19. So maybe they started the storyline thinking this was going to be it.
At this point, I feel like every season they introduce something where they're like, okay, well, this might be the last season. We don't know. So let's just throw this in there just in case so we can end it on a bang. And then they say, never mind, here's season 593.
We're getting 19. I feel like we should go ahead and even it out with a 20 so it's nice and even and then be done with it. That's my opinion. 20 seasons will be plenty.
20 seasons will be good. I'll be happy.
That'll be plenty.
Yeah, I want 20 even.
Well, if you're gonna have 19, you might as well have 20, is my opinion.
20 is just a really good even number.
One more.
Yeah.
I'm down.
But whether or not we believe, I don't know whether Meredith has an actual relationship. We did see there are a couple new couples that I feel like we should discuss.
Ugh, I don't want to discuss these couples because they're all making me nuts.
First, Kai and Amelia. So what do y'all think? I don't care. I don't care.
I don't really care at this point anymore. I don't give crap.
I don't care about
I like Kai as a person. I have nothing against Kai. I'm just so over Amelia. I'm like, how about if you just take Amelia back to Minnesota and then the two of you can just live there happily ever after or not, whatever. Just
I'm down. I don't.
I don't know. Amelia does draw me in every once in a while. Her conversation with Kai at the bar when she was just explaining about her life being messy. For a moment, I was like, oh, And I mean, it's like I want to feel for her because I like Amelia, but I'm like, girl, your life is messy because you keep making it messy. Like,
You keep making messes.
yeah, I just feel, so bad. But I mean, I liked Kai sharing their French fries with her because I was like,
I
now
really
that's
wanted
something I can get behind.
I really wanted those French fries, by the way. They looked
The
real
only
good.
French fries.
And now I'm really hungry. And I want them.
The link, and we got, he sends a bedtime picture, which I thought was adorable, like every night to her.
That's so sweet. I love that.
I was so proud of him for standing up to her though. When she was like talking about him gaslighting her, I was thinking, girl, he is not like gaslighting you at all.
I
Like,
think she needs to figure out what the definition of gaslighting is, because he was not gaslighting her. I'm not sure where she's getting that.
He was pushy from time to time. As far, I mean, I think he gets excited. That's his personality. He's passionate, and he just gets excited about what he wants, and he is pushy a little bit. But gaslighting, no, not even close.
I was very proud of him for calling her out on that.
Yeah.
Because I was so mad at her for saying that. Like, dude, you've been in so many bad relationships. Like, I don't think any of you guys have watched Private Practice, but her relationship on Private Practice was freaking terrible. And now, mind you, she was an addict back then. She was on drugs. Dude was on drugs too, but still terrible. And you can't compare Link to that. I'm sorry, but regardless of what, like, he has a right to be upset here, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, obviously, if she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it. And that's fine. I mean, you can't make her want something, but
yeah,
to accuse him, I mean, all he was doing is trying to like fight for somebody that he loves. And I feel like you can't be like upset at someone for that. I don't know. I think Link's a good guy. So
Link's a good guy. Amelia can just go away. And
Amelia and Kai just need to, I don't know. Even like Kai with Dr. Hamilton, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the person playing Kai,
Fight Master,
or if it's just me, or if it's the character that they're playing. But I don't give two craps about the character, one, and two, I don't know. I just feel like the vibe's off with every single scene that they're in. The vibe's just weird, in my opinion.
I just don't like them together. I don't like the chemistry. I don't like the feeling I get. I don't like it. And that might be because they got in like the middle of Amelia and Link, I felt like. But I feel like Link is better off now.
I think that's my problem too, because I think at this point I'm just so annoyed with Amelia that any storyline that involves Amelia is equally as annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like Joe and Link, as much as I feel like when we started this podcast, I was like totally against it. I was like, I swear I will never watch the show if they did this again.
Yep, I was too. I was not for it at all.
But they turned me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to see them just flip a switch and decide that they want to be together.
Yeah.
But hearing that Link had feelings for her and had a crush on her, and I could see where like Joe flipping a switch doesn't bother me as much because she's always kind of a person that's kind of protected her heart and protected herself. So I could see why she never noticed that he was interested. And so she never even entertained those thoughts until she found out. And so I think that's like, I don't know. I think that's good that they did it this way. I wonder what's going to happen though after them hooking up, because
I know.
I do feel I feel like Joe's going to get hurt though, at least for a little while, because I don't think Link is ready to jump straight into a relationship with her. And I think that's what she's wanting. And I just don't. I feel like there should have been a little more time between him and Amelia being completely done and him jumping into something, even though it was a great scene. These are the scenes we've been missing, and I was happy. I was there for it, but I think there's going to be a little bit of drama still yet.
I mean, it's Grace.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority here, but I'm not supportive of Joe.
Love it.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Sorry. I can't agree with you on this one. I tried.
I'm glad. I'm glad because I think Joe actually likes Link. And I think that Link just wants to be loved
Yeah.
and to be in a relationship and to settle down and just have a quote unquote normal life. And I
they're
don't feel like
perfect.
Amelia will ever give that to him.
She won't. I mean, they've got their perfect ready-made family right there
Yeah.
with Luna and Scout. I mean, I think it's good.
They've known
I think
each
it's
other
good.
for a lifetime. So they know each other in and out. They've known each other bad and good. And, I feel like this is a good move for them.
Yeah.
And I hope that, God, I just want Link to be happy by this point. He's
Yeah.
not my favorite character, but the way that Amelia has done him,
Mhm.
I just want this guy to be happy for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for it.
Good things need to happen for Link.
Mhm. When she was like hyping him up, I was like, yes. When she was talking about how hot he was and how he's like a great surgeon and a great dad, and so it was nice. He needed to be hyped up like that, I think.
Yeah.
Because Amelia almost made him feel like, it's almost like she made him feel bad for wanting the things that he wanted, and I don't know, it bothered me. So I think this will be good. I hope so. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, next episode, it kind of looks intense. Like we've got like secrets coming out and people arguing, and it's going to be intense, I think.
It will be. I mean, I'm already uncomfortable watching Richard and Maggie go at it.
I did not like how he talked to her.
I did not
didn't
either.
watch it. I didn't watch the preview.
He
He
I mean,
screams
he
at
did.
her.
And I think it's not okay. I didn't care for it at all.
I feel like all you guys know I am a Richard fan. I love Richard.
Yeah.
But I did not like the way that he was speaking to Maggie. That seemed like, when he had the titanium, was that the titanium poison and he was kind of acting crazy?
That DeLuca saved him from.
Yeah.
The cobalt thing. Yeah.
The cobalt thing. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like, it was like,
yeah,
that kind of seriousness that he was like yelling, and you never see that side of him very often. And I don't like seeing it. And it honestly made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. I was like, whoa, this is
Mm-hmm.
not going to be fun. But
No.
I'm
not
gonna have to
looking
watch the
forward to
preview. You guys are making me want to watch it.
Well, and we
Yeah.
see like Teddy, like she's questioning Owen about what happened with Hayes. So I think that's going to come out. And now with Amanda filling us in on that knowledge we'd all forgotten about, I think this is going to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
And it might cause some major problems. So
I hope not. I'm so done with the Owen and Teddy issues.
yeah, same.
I need Owen and Teddy to just be happy for a little bit and stop with so much drama.
I agree.
just leave them alone and let them be happy with their two beautiful kids.
Pick on somebody else for a while.
Oh gosh, can they show Teddy and Owen's kids again, because they are just so gorgeous. I'm like, I need more of those children.
Yeah,
I do too.
For sure.
Did Teddy adopt Leo? Sorry, this is kind of off, but
I don't believe she
I
did.
don't think she adopted him officially, but I think she just sees him as her son.
Yeah, I think she's just raising him, but I don't think that she's technically legally adopted him yet.
Amelia didn't adopt him either, right? He's only Owen.
He's only Owens.
Maybe that's something to think about now that Owen almost died. I mean, what would have happened?
Yeah. I mean, Teddy would have gotten them.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like there could, I don't know. I think I would take the steps to go ahead and adopt him. Just
what you want? Time. You want Betty to come back?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We don't want to
no, thank you.
take that chance.
I forgot about her. I was like, no.
No, thank you.
She can stay away for a long time.
Bailey's questioning exactly what happened with Levi.
Yeah.
So that may be what's getting Richard so upset, because there may be more talk about what we're going to do with the Weber method.
Yeah.
Lots of drama.
Lots of drama. Karina's given Joe advice on her newfound relationship.
I have been wanting to see more Karina and Joe scenes, because like they probably are my two favorite female characters that are left, and like, which we know I wasn't a Joe fan before, but I'm kind of out of options at this point. And I like her better now than she was when she first came on. So
I feel
Same.
like we haven't gotten enough of Karina on Grace.
Not on
because
Grace,
She's
yeah.
been on Station 19 a lot, which I like because I love Karina.
Mhm.
But I'm like, well, she kind of belongs on Grace. So can we send her back there? Because this, I was like, Station 19 is already full of people I love.
We need to spread them out over to
Let's
Grace.
spread them
Yeah.
out. Send Karina back to Grace. Send her back to Grace Sloan so I can like more people over there.
Yeah.
Share the love.
I forgot how much I liked Karina until I saw her on Station 19 this week.
And she's
Yeah.
on there all the time.
She
Like,
is.
It was so much fun on Station 19.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I always like seeing her on there.
Yep.
All right. So we also have Joe and Link, which we see still in bed. Or
having
again
lots
in
of
bed.
fun. Yeah, probably again.
But they look a little bit stressed. So I think there's some trouble already in paradise, like we discussed earlier. It's not going to be all rainbows and sunshine.
I think Joe's gonna think that they are something different than, I think Link probably thinks they're having fun, is my prediction.
I don't
And
know because
Joe-
he really liked Joe before.
Yeah, but just the way that he said, like, we shouldn't do this, or this is a bad idea before they hooked up. I don't know. And then she was like, is it? Like, I think he was already having reservations then. And then her, like, sort of confirming, like, let's do it. I feel like may have just given him the impression, like, we're kind of just going with the flow kind of thing here. And that's probably not what she's thinking. But we'll see.
I hope not. And we also see Meredith and her vision,
Her boyfriend.
Nick.
Her vision.
Is there people around in the preview?
No,
No, they're in the hotel room in the bed. So, right? Isn't that where they are? Or they're,
I think they're sitting down in like the hotel room.
They are. She might.
Pretty Meredith's just chilling in hotel rooms by herself nowadays.
It makes me wonder where her kids are.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Amanda,
Jeanette and
we're
I
talking about
actually had
this.
this conversation, and
Yeah.
we were both going, where are these kids? Because Maggie isn't living there anymore. She's going home with Winston. Amelia's chilling at the bar with Kai. Meredith's off with, who has these kids?
that's what I was saying. Like, as a mom, like, I feel
I
like
guess she has
you-
a nanny, babysitter.
Probably. But like, if you want to go to the hotel with your guy, I don't care if my kids are in bed or not. If I've been working all day, I feel like I'm going to run by the house, kiss them on the forehead, and then I'm going to go out and do my
Check
thing if
everything.
they're already asleep. Just check in, make sure
Yeah.
everything's okay.
But
That's my
honestly, I think she's just, I mean, she's a surgeon. She's at the hospital all the
Yeah.
time. I don't think that's, I mean, I think you and I probably parent differently than Meredith Grey parents.
But I feel like when Meredith Grey, when she wanted to have kids, she wanted to be so different than her mother. And so it
Mhm.
bugs me that she's never home. I
Yeah,
don't know.
And
she's
see, for
turning
me
into
too,
Ellis.
Mhm.
yeah, for
Just
me
nicer.
too, yeah. And not so much of a
Yeah.
Yeah.
promiscuous. But for me too, like last season when Zola, got involved and pretty much woke Mare up from her little coma thing or whatever you want to call it, I was kind of hoping that we would see more of her, like because she's older now and stuff. Like I get not wanting to have kids on the set because of COVID,
I think that's what it is.
logically speaking. But if you give us more of the older child the season before, and then for her to just be like MIA this season, I don't know. It's just weird to me, but that might just be me.
Yeah. I mean, there's
But-
probably laws on minors, like with right now with, there's probably just restrictions, my guess.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but I think another problem I have is she's barely, she mentions the kids when she's saying, I'm spending time away from my kids. Yes, exactly. And now you're going to the hotel room with probably your pretend boyfriend.
By herself.
By herself. But it's just weird. Like she never even really brings them up. Like not even oh yeah, I just saw the kids, last night, or like she doesn't even mention anything about them except
She
that she's
did
spending time
one
away from the
time.
kids.
Yeah,
Or
like,
so
I would like that better. Like on all these shows where we're missing the children, like if you would just throw them into the conversations where we know that you spent time with them.
During her rant to Dr. Hamilton, she said, you know, I'm having to be away from my kids so much for this. And that's, so she mentioned them there at least.
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm saying is that's really the only time she mentioned them. There's like no mention of, her,
so like when they were young, like when they were younger, like she would talk about like how Zola learned blah blah blah, or like Zola's in the daycare right now or whatever. Like there's no like, oh, guess what Zola learned in school this week? She got an A on a test, or like they're old enough to kind of throw them in the conversation. They're not just babies, just like,
well, I mean, like
not doing anything.
Look at me and Amanda. We can't get through a podcast recording without telling a story about our kids. I feel like that's normal because that's like you talk about your kids. Like, so it's just weird, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think we have talked Grays to death here, right?
I want to get to bed.
I think so.
But I mean, y'all let us know what's your theory. If you agree with the theory about Nick being a vision, or if you think he's the real deal. Let us know what you think about Joe and Link, all of that. If you have any questions or just, want to reach out to us in any way, you can email us at familyfanclub2021@gmail.com. Come check out our Facebook group. We do lots of fun stuff there. It is Grey's Anatomy, Grey Family Fan Club. And then we're also on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all under Fandom Family Chat. So make sure to check us out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.